MiniWarGaming's Beat the Cooler Bat Rap!
Hey there, MiniWarGamers. Owen here from MiniWarGaming with Joel to play another game of Warmachine. This time it's 25 points of Manoth and Everblight. I know all the factions. But anyway, stay tuned for the armies and we'll get to the deployment. So here we are. We're doing process of elimination. There are 2 zones here with 2 enemy objectives. They're armor 20 with 15 boxes each, and we can't kill them until the beginning of the second player's turn 2. And basically you get 1 point for destroying them. You can only destroy 1 per turn. They're inside of zones. You get 1 point for controlling, and you get 2 points for dominating. And yeah, 25 points. So here's Joel's 25 point list.
Alright, so not many models here. It's your typical P-Thags with his Trinity of Beasts. So you have the Scythian on the end here, just a melee beat stick. You have P-Thags, then the Ravagore for some shooting, and the Carnivian for spiny growth.
There we go. Ben, here's my list. I'm going to swing around so you can see them from the front. 25 points as well. My recently painted up Bastions, all lined up. A Redeemer along with a Vassal. Paladin of the Wall, Epic Fiora, Vanquisher, and a bunch of Knights Exemplar. 25.
And turn 1 begins for the Legion of Everblight. Starts off spending 2 Fury. And then spending 3 for Fog of War. First one was Spiny Growth. He cast it on that not Carnivian. What are they called? Oh, I'm forgetting its name. I used to play Legion. It's got big claws. Riles it for 1 and then runs. What is it called? Scythian? Yeah, that's right. I remember. It's back to me now. Then the Carnivian activates, pays 2. He does Spiny Growth on the Ravagore. And then he spends 1 to run. Or he's going to charge because he can't run and use his Spiny Growth. So he's charging one of my random models over there. Doesn't really matter, he just runs up to get that little extra movement, and then the Ravagore moves up, and he just kind of hangs out next to Thagrosh. Start off, I cast 2, or spend 2 to use Escort, and then I spend 2 more to put Ignite onto my Bastions. Fiora then walks up a few inches, and the Vanquisher, it moves normally only 4, but thanks to Escort, it gets to move 8, or it gets to move 6. Fires its AoE, aiming for the Ravagore. It does deviate pretty much perfectly right onto the Ravagore's head, which lights him on fire, but unfortunately the blast is not enough to hurt it because I don't have a choir to make that blast stronger. And so my Bastions, they run, they just move up, heading in towards the objective. And the Paladin on the Wall moves up, and I say that he can only be hurt by magic weapons. My Redeemer moves up, and I fire a rocket with my Redeemer, aiming for Thagrosh. Now remember, he's bonded to Fiora, so he gets to fire off there, and she did give him the 2 remaining focus that she had. So the first one deviates and misses. The second one deviates 4 to the 2, which hits the Ravagore and lights him on fire. Then the third shot, it goes to the direction of 2 for 3. Then I have my Vassal move up, do ancillary attack, so he can fire yet another rocket. It goes 6 to 2 and continues to light everything on fire. And then on the side here, my Knights Exemplar, they run up, just getting closer because that's what turn 1 you do. You move up and you get ready to fight on turn 2. And so that's what I did. So we're going into the beginning of the Legion turn, and first off he rolls to test his fire. It does not go out. The second one does not go out. Dice -6, and it did 2 damage. And now he upkeeps his Fog and Carnage. I believe that spell is that he cast. And then he moves up his Carnivian, just getting a little bit closer, trying to spray. And unfortunately, he is just out of range. Like, you're not getting to see the camera angle. I think I could give it to him anyway, though. Yeah, there we go. Why not? But he hits, so he boosts to hit, and he does hit. Boosts the damage. It's dice -2. And it kills him. And then for 2, he puts Spiny Growth on himself. And then I remembered afterwards that I can transfer damage, so instead of taking that guy off, I just pass off the 8 damage to everyone around him, because it occurs to me that that would be a better call than just killing off my models, because I thought they were Incinerators. He shoots his Ravagore, aiming for the guy next to the middle person. He does get in range, and he boosts to hit, Or no, he uses his animus, I apologize. He misses, but now it'll light all these guys on fire. And it deviates 2 to the 5 and lights those 2 on fire. The blast, unfortunately, he boosts, which does a surprising amount of damage. And this time I do let him die because that's way too much to get passed around. And then he boosts the other one, which also does a crazy amount of damage. And I let him take it because it's only 5. 6. And that's the other one who died from the first shot. Or that earlier dice roll anyway. Thagrosh just kind of hangs out up there. He does Spiny Growth once again on the Scythian. And then spends another 2 to do Spiny Growth on the Ravagore. And then he does 1 more Spiny Growth for free on himself. And then just drops the last Fury. Or he uses the last one to heal a little bit. And then the Scythian just kind of shimmies around, getting in position. I roll for my fires. First one does not go out and does a bunch of damage, but I spread it around with my surviving bastions. I decide to charge the objective, because at this point I can kill them. So my bastions charge in, and their speed right now with the charge is 7 with a 2-inch reach. And so they charge up, running up. They all have to end facing the objective, and if I can kill this, I'll get a 1 point. And so dice -6, they hit, and they do 7 points of damage. It has 15 boxes in total. So the next guy attacks, and it's dice -6. That's 7 damage as well. It has 1 box left, and that's it. That is the end of that objective, and I score 1 point. My Paladin on the wall moves up. He stands on the hilltop. Once again, magic weapons only. My Vanquisher moves up, just getting a little bit closer, and he shoots at the Ravagore, and I boost a hit, which does hit, and then I boost the damage. I roll a really good damage roll, but unfortunately I still don't have battle, so it does only 7 damage to him instead of 9. Would have been nice to do a little bit more. The Redeemer moves up, firing rockets, once again aiming for Thagrosh. First one misses, it deviates 4 to 4, so it just misses all over. I fire a second shot that misses. It deviates 2 to 6, which still gets him because he is a medium base. And I boost the damage against him, which does a grand total of 2, but it does light him on fire, so there is that. And then I have the Vassal move up and have the Redeemer fire once again, aiming for the Scythian, or Carnivian, because it hasn't been hit yet. It deviates 5 inches to 1 and just out and out misses. And then, of course, at the end, my Knights Exemplar, who have been moving up, they run up the side, getting around the wall, because I do want to be able to charge the following turn. Hopefully he'll charge in, kill 1 or 2 of my guys, and then I will get to counterattack and kill his Scythian. So I just run up, getting everybody in. One guy gets real close just to kind of mess up his charge lanes, and then the other guy runs up and hangs out just on the other side of the wall. I do change my mind. I put him behind the wall, as you can see there, because I figured might as well have one guy live. Now we're rolling for the fire damage on Legion, and it doesn't go out, and that one can't go out because it's near Harbinger, or not Harbinger, near Fiora, so he takes 3 damage. The damage to Thagrosh, it does 1, and then on the Ravagore, 2 to 1. So it does 2 damage to his 1. We start off, the Ravagore, he shoots at the objective, and he does boost a hit. Now he's boosting the damage, which does 6 damage to it. Thagrosh moves up, and then he uses Mutagenesis on my Knight Exemplar, and boosts to hit, and he hit, and then he boosts the damage, which does kill him. So this guy dies, and Mutagenesis allows him to take that guy's place. So now Thagrosh is there, and he attacks the objective, which does, I believe, 4 damage. And then he attacks it again with his second initial. It does no damage, and he buys 1 more attack to attack the objective, and he rolls a nice high roll, which is exactly enough to kill the objective. And then does his free Spiny Growth on himself. The Carnivian charges my Knight's Exemplar. It just gets the 1 Knight. He boosts the hit, it does hit, and then boosts the damage, which kills him outright. And then he charges with his Scythian straight at Fiora, which puts him just in range. We faced him the other way because his big claws are in the way. He charged 1 and boosted a hit, and he does hit, and then the boosted damage because he charged, which nearly kills her in 1 hit, boosts his second initial, which hits as well, and then he boosts the damage, and that's it. That is the end of Fiora, so I'm slain right there. Once again, caster's just too close, so game at that point was a good game. Here we are at the end of the game, and just to give you an idea of what happened there, The Scythian charged in, killed Fiora. There's Dan escaping out the door. Again, you get to see him again. But he is gone. Anyway, so here we are at the end of the board. Doesn't matter about score because he did cast or kill me. So that is the end of the game. Stay tuned for future Warmachine battle reports, and happy wargaming.